Absolutely. And Skip, this is how it normally works. Whether or not you think Zeke is the best running back, normally the last guy that gets paid, that's the guy that makes the most money. Do I think Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in football? No. Do I think Carson Wentz is the best quarterback in football? No. But they were the last guy to sign, so they get the most money. And you know what's going to happen, Skip? The next quarterback that signs, he's going to get more money than the previous 2 or 3 guys that signed. That's just the way it works. The problem that I have is that when people says, well, they overpaid Todd Gurley, don't worry about that. I remember when I was going through my contract negotiations, Skip, I didn't worry about what Tony Gonzalez made. I didn't worry about what Ben Coates made because their value to their team and my value to my team was something entirely different. Zeke is it. This is how their offense generate. Everything runs through Ezekiel Elliott. So his value might be a little more than what Todd Gurley's value is to the to the LA Rams. So don't be worried about, well, they paid him and they paid him too much. No, you can't put a number on Zeke. I don't have a problem with Zeke holding out and the other 2 guys that are in line for contracts, the Amari Coopers and the Dak Prescott, because this is what we know, Skip. In his first 3 years, Ezekiel Elliott will take more punishment than Amari Cooper will take over the life of his career. He's taking more.
I don't know. Running backs been dropping like flies lately.
Skip. Okay. Ezekiel Elliott is about 1,000 carries into his career. Do you think Amari Cooper is going to take 1,000 hits in his career?
No, but he tends to take more dangerous, precarious hits maybe than Zeke does. Go ahead.
But it's the accumulation.
Yeah, okay.
This is why the running back position has such a short shelf life. He doesn't play as long as these other positions. And Dak, I got no problem with Dak. If that's the way he wants to handle his situation, I don't talk about another man's money, but I'm talking about Ezekiel Elliott. He's led the league in rushing 2 of his 3 years. The year that he missed 6 games, Skip, he averaged more yards per carry and more per attempts. That tells me if he plays the full 16-game season, he's going to lead the league in rushing again. So he would have been 3 for 3. Jerry Jones is not a dummy. He understands that in order for him to get, because he says he didn't have very many of these, he was talking at the combine. He says, I don't have very many combines. Well,
I brought that up to you the other day.
Exactly. So if he doesn't have that many combines, Skip, he has even fewer chances at a Super Bowl. And he knows in order to get to where they want to be, he needs everybody on that roster healthy and happy. Ezekiel Elliott is the butter, Skip. He's the engine, not to minimize anybody else, but it starts and stops with Ezekiel Elliott. And he's well within his right to hold out because that's the only leverage he has. And when you hold out, Skip, you got to be willing to go the distance now. It's like if you, look, Grandma used to say, boy, if you start something, you got to finish it. Well, Zeke, you started this now. Are you willing to go the distance? Are you willing to miss games in the regular season in order to get what you feel you deserve? I feel he deserves to be the highest paid running back, and I don't have a problem with him holding out.
Just quick point of order before I answer Jenny's question. The, what'd you call it, butter?
Yeah.
The engine, the straw that stirs the drink is the quarterback. He just is. And I'm going to get more into that in just a second, but I'm not going to let you get away with saying that before I go. So here's the biggest problem that Jerry Jones faces as we speak. Todd Gurley did not deserve Todd Gurley money. Period. End of story.
I mean, he didn't deserve it.
The Rams made a monumental mistake, and the Rams absolutely wrecked the running back market that now Jerry Jones has to cope with on his home front and his own front. The problem is that the Jets didn't help this either because obviously the market had dried up for Le'Veon Bell. And the Steelers, remember, that they were saying the same thing Jerry is saying. They said no to Le'Veon. He wanted that kind of money, and he held out the whole year last year because he wanted Todd Gurley money. And the Steelers said, that is insane. No, we're going to draw this line in our sand. We're not going to cross the Todd Gurley line because the Rams shouldn't have crossed the Todd Gurley line. So the market drives up for Le'Veon, and Jerry's watching. You know, he says a lot of dumb things, but he ain't stupid when it comes to cap wizardry and ranking players. So he watched nobody offer Le'Veon anything until the Jets panicked and bidding against themselves. They gave Le'Veon $13.1 million a year to Todd's $14.4. And I love Todd Gurley, and this is no insult to him, no disrespect to him personally. We've had him on the show. He's a really good young man.
Sure, yeah.
But he didn't deserve 14.4. I have no idea what they were thinking, but they leaped over the cliff when they gave him that money, and they're going to pay long-term for giving him that much money.
You do know how this can be perceived as collusion, where the NFL, where the owners get together and says, we want to suppress the running back market, and this is as high.
That's not collusion. That's just the market setting itself.
Okay, with the market.
That's devaluing the running back position.
Well, the Rams didn't.
Okay, I just said they wrecked it.
But you can't say because they paid what they felt the value of the guy they had, you can't say they wrecked the market.
Okay.
You worry about your guy.
Okay, but you said you never worried about what anybody else got. And
No.
so Jerry's with you on that. He's saying, I can't worry about what those fools gave that running back, right?
Right.
I've got to give mine what he's worth to us.
Okay.
And he ain't worth no $14.4
Well, don't
million
pay him.
dollars. Okay, well, that's what's happening right here, right now. I'm not even sure they think he's worth 13.1 that Le'Veon got. And I'm going to remind you, Adam Gase was furious with Mike McCagnon, who is no longer the GM of the Jets, for giving Le'Veon that money when nobody else was willing to pay him that money.
Right.
So again, the market got set, and then it got set again. So here we go now. No running back. Remember what the great Mel Kiper said for years? It's not that he goes to dime a dozen, and he ate his words a little bit on Zeke, because I love Zeke, and I believe in Zeke, but I don't believe in him to the tune of 4 years and $57 million. What did he get? $45 million guaranteed? That's insanity. That could wreck the Cowboys' chances of winning the Super Bowl if you go beyond Todd Gurley money.
Skip, what that tells me is that you ever see a running back get that kind of money with Tom Brady? You ever see a running back get that kind of money with Drew Brees? You see him get that kind of money with Aaron Rodgers?
Okay.
So that tells me that they value that running back position because they do not have a guy that's elite. Now, occasionally you'll get an anomaly like a Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon says, I need more than what y'all going to pay me right now.
He wants Todd Gurley money.
No, he ain't getting that.
Okay, well, that's what the Chargers are saying as we speak.
Well, here, the reason why he's not getting that, Skip, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's only had one season in which he's finished the season. So he's not going to get that because of his injury history. Zeke has no injury history. He has field issues. That's another story. You can address that if you like.
I'm going to address it right now. That's why, in my book, in today's NFL, no running back is worth $57 million for 4 years, because that's 4 more years, especially a running back who has had so many off-field incidents to the point that you continue to remind me Jerry Jones must sleep with his cell phone under his pillow because at 4:30 in the morning, he's liable to get another call about, whoops, Zeke made another bad decision very late at night.
So let me get this. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. He's worth these headaches at $8 million. We got no problem, Jenny, paying you $8 million, and you get in much trouble you won't. But when you want a raise, now, see, that's when that becomes a problem. You can see how Zeke is saying, you got no problem with me taking 400 carries at $8 million and be getting in trouble, but you got a problem paying me 14, 15, getting in trouble, taking 400. Oh, okay, I see.
Well, he does. He's going to have to see the light.
Jerry
Jones has been with Zeke every step of the way through all of his offseason issues.
And I appreciate that,
He has had his back. Now it's time for Zeke to have some of Jerry's back. Now it's time for Zeke to pay Jerry back just a little bit. And here's my point. It's okay with me if he gives Zeke at or near Todd Gurley money, even if he gives him the very same deal Todd got. But that's not what they're asking for. They want way beyond Todd Gurley money, and you can't do that. You can't keep setting the bar.
Why not?
Well, you can say in and of yourself, I'm way better than Todd Gurley. And you're right. You're better than Todd Gurley. But you can't make the same mistake the Rams made where you're going to wreck your Super Bowl chances.
But hold on a second. Who said it was a mistake?
I did. I'm saying it.
Oh, my goodness.
Or we've got the Charles Robinson piece that you referred to on Yahoo. And to go more specifically into quotes, these are anonymous quotes. This is a veteran contract advisor. Teams with running backs hate that Gurley deal. It's in their heads. Now other franchises are trying to get it under control and roll back salaries.
Okay.
It's lunacy what the Rams did. This is the contract advisor. He says, it comes down to whether some teams believe the Rams did a bad deal with Todd. Then it's whether you have the guts, he didn't say guts, to say, we're not even going to consider that a real bar in these negotiations. Okay, so that's out there. Every NFL team with a good running back is saying, we can't do that.
Yeah, but how many of those teams have a good run? Now, Skip, if you got Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, you can say, hell no, I'm not giving you that kind of money. But what happens when you don't have those guys?
Well, then you don't have this problem.
Exactly. Since you don't have one of those guys, you've got that problem.
So you just told me, making my case, that the Patriots don't have a Todd Gurley, but they just won the Super Bowl because they mixed and matched a rookie and a veteran and another veteran, right?
The thing is, what Tom Brady has done for the last 14, 15 years is that he's taking less money so Coach Belichick can sprint it around and get a defensive guy here and an offensive guy there. Okay, that's Tom Brady. I'm not worried about what Tom Brady's doing. I've got to worry about what Shannon Sharpe is doing. So Ezekiel Elliott says, I can't worry about what Tom. I can't worry about the discount this guy gave over here or he gave over there. I'm talking about me and my value to the team because I know this. In the 8 games that I've missed, you are a 500 team with me out of the lineup. That's fact.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.